Okay, so have you ever felt like you're like right on the edge of some big change, but you just can't quite grasp it, like something's holding you back?
Yeah.
Well, we're diving deep into the law of attraction today, and you might find some answers.
Okay.
You sent over this video from the Proctor Gallagher Institute.
Right.
Bob Proctor, he's
Yeah.
a big name in this field, right?
He really is, yeah.
Yeah.
Proctor, he blends science and philosophy plus, his own life stories to explain how the law of attraction works.
Right.
He makes it surprisingly relatable,
Okay.
which is, I think, why he's resonated with so many people.
So jumping right in,
Yeah.
Proctor talks about vibration being key to all of this. Is this where the whole, like, good vibes only thing comes from?
It's definitely connected.
Okay.
Proctor's law of vibration is fascinating.
Okay.
He says everything in the universe vibrates at a frequency, including us.
Whoa.
And just like a radio tuning into a specific station, we attract things that match our dominant vibration.
Okay, I'm following so far.
Okay.
But does that mean if I'm feeling down,
Yeah.
I'm doomed to attract bad stuff? That seems kind of harsh.
That's where it gets nuanced.
Okay.
Proctor uses this great analogy of sending a text message.
Okay.
You hit send, it goes out on a specific frequency.
Right.
But only someone with your number
Uh-huh.
tuned into that same frequency receives it.
Right.
So it's not just about emitting good vibes.
Okay.
It's about aligning yourself with the frequency of what you want.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Okay.
That makes me think
Yeah.
maybe I haven't been tuned in to the right frequency for the changes I want. Almost like I've been dialing the wrong number, so to speak.
Yeah.
So how do we change our frequency then?
Proctor talks about the power of setting goals,
Okay.
but not just any goals.
Okay.
He categorizes them as A-type, B-type, and C-type.
All right, break it down for me.
What?
What makes these goal types different?
A-type goals are the stuff you already know how to do within your comfort zone.
Gotcha.
B-type are a stretch,
Okay.
things you think you're capable of.
Okay.
But C-type,
Yeah.
those are the ones that seem almost impossible at first.
Right.
They push you way beyond your comfort zone, and that's where the real magic happens.
Ah, the reach for the stars kind of goals.
Exactly.
But honestly,
Yeah.
sometimes those feel too intimidating.
Yeah.
What if I set a C-top goal and totally fail?
That fear is totally understandable.
Yeah.
And it often stems from our paradigms.
Okay.
Those subconscious programs
Right.
that dictate our beliefs and behaviors.
Okay.
Proctor says these paradigms are often formed in childhood,
Interesting.
and they can either empower us or limit us.
So I might have some hidden program running in the background telling me I can't achieve those big dreams.
Exactly.
No wonder those C-type goals feel so scary.
Exactly. Proctor talks about how he achieved financial success despite lacking formal education.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
He achieved all that without even going to college?
Right.
That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
What did he do to, like, reprogram his subconscious?
Proctor is a huge advocate for the power of imagination.
Okay.
He encourages people to vividly picture their desires, engaging all their senses, feeling the emotions as if it's already happening.
So, like, creating a movie in your mind.
Exactly.
I've heard about visualization techniques before,
Yeah.
but it always seemed a bit fluffy to me.
Proctor backs it up with science.
Okay.
He explains that everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency, including our desires.
Okay.
By vividly imagining our goals, we're essentially matching the frequency of what we want,
Okay.
drawing it closer to us.
Wait, so if I'm not actively imagining the life I want,
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing a huge piece of the puzzle.
Proctor would likely agree.
Okay.
He often quotes Einstein, who said, "The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift."
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
So we're basically honoring logic over intuition, forgetting this powerful tool we all possess?
And by forgetting our intuition, we're neglecting our ability to connect with the universal energy,
Okay.
the force that governs the law of attraction.
Okay, that gives me chills.
Right.
So this isn't just about positive thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's tapping into something much bigger than ourselves.
Exactly.
This is getting really interesting, but we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
What's next?
Well, let's delve into the subconscious mind a little further.
Okay.
This is where things get really interesting.
All right, lead the way.
I'm all ears.
All right. Proctor compares the subconscious mind to fertile soil.
Okay.
Whatever seeds we plant in it,
Uh-huh.
whether positive or negative,
Right.
will eventually take root and grow.
So if I'm constantly bombarded with like,
Negative news? and
Mhm.
self-doubt,
Right.
my subconscious is basically growing a garden of weeds.
That's a great way to put it.
No wonder I'm not attracting what I want.
And it's why Proctor stresses the importance of becoming aware of our self-talk
Okay.
and the information we expose ourselves to.
Okay, but realistically, I can't just live in a bubble and ignore all the negativity in the world.
Right.
How do I protect myself from those weed seeds?
It's not about ignoring reality,
Okay.
but rather about being mindful of the energy you're allowing into your mental space.
Right.
Proctor suggests counteracting negativity with positive affirmations,
Uh-huh.
inspirational content,
Right.
and spending time with people who uplift you.
That makes me think about the people in my life.
Yeah.
I definitely have some friends who are more like energy vampires than
Mhm.
cheerleaders.
Right.
Does that mean I need to ditch them to raise my vibration?
Proctor doesn't advocate for cutting people out of your life,
Okay.
but he does emphasize the importance of being mindful of who you surround yourself with.
Right.
If certain people consistently drain your energy, it might be worth reevaluating those relationships.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So like the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Exactly.
If those people are constantly complaining and focusing on the negative, it's bound to rub off on you.
Right.
But what about the people I can't avoid, like family or coworkers?
Proctor would likely advise setting energetic boundaries.
Okay.
You can't control other people's vibrations,
Right.
but you can control how you react to them.
Right.
Maybe that means limiting your time with certain individuals
Uh-huh.
or choosing to focus on more positive topics of conversation.
All right, boundaries, got it.
Okay.
But I'm curious about
Yeah.
something. Proctor talks a lot about quantum physics and how it relates to the law of attraction.
He does.
Honestly, it's all a bit over my head.
Right.
Can you break it down for me in a way that even I can understand?
He does get into some complex stuff.
Yeah.
Essentially, quantum physics suggests that everything in the universe is interconnected,
Okay.
and our thoughts and beliefs can actually influence matter at a subatomic level.
Whoa.
It's a mind-boggling concept,
Yeah.
but it ties into the idea that our thoughts create our reality.
So it's not just wishful thinking.
Right.
There's actual science to back up this idea that our thoughts have power.
That's what's fascinating about the law of attraction.
Yeah.
It blends ancient wisdom with modern science.
Right.
While we don't fully understand the mechanisms at play,
Mm-hmm.
quantum physics offers a glimpse into the interconnectedness of everything
Right.
and the potential for our thoughts to influence our reality.
Okay, that's pretty wild.
It is.
But let's get practical for a second.
Yeah.
I've been trying to manifest a new job for months.
Okay.
Visualizing it, feeling the excitement,
Huh.
even writing affirmations.
Right.
But nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Am I doing something wrong?
Proctor talks about this too. He stresses the importance of trusting the process.
Okay.
The universe might have a different timeline or path for you than you expect.
Right.
Maybe that dream job isn't the perfect fit,
Okay.
or maybe something even better is on the horizon.
So it's about letting go of the need to control every detail.
It is.
Easier said than done,
It is.
especially when you're really wanting something to happen.
He also talks about releasing attachment to outcomes.
Okay.
When we cling too tightly to a specific result, we create resistance.
Okay.
It's like trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
Right.
Instead, focus on aligning your vibration with what you want.
Okay.
Take inspired action and trust that the universe will deliver in its own time.
That reminds me of that saying, let go and let God.
Yeah.
It's about surrendering to something bigger than ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not supposed to be attached to outcomes,
Yeah.
how do I know if I'm on the right track?
Proctor suggests paying attention to synchronicities.
What are those?
Those meaningful coincidences that seem to guide you in the right direction.
Okay, like when you're thinking about someone and they suddenly call you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Those synchronicities are like little winks from the universe,
I like that.
letting you know you're aligned with your desires.
Okay.
The more you notice them, the more you'll start to trust that you're on the right path.
That's reassuring. It's like having those little breadcrumb trails in a fairy tale guiding you toward your destiny.
Exactly.
Speaking of destiny,
Yes.
Proctor talked about something called C-type goals earlier.
He did.
Can we dive a little deeper into that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
These are the goals that ignite your soul,
Uh-huh.
even though they might seem impossible at first.
Right.
Think of the Wright brothers.
Okay.
They didn't have a blueprint for flight,
Right.
but they had an unshakable belief in their vision.
Yeah.
And look what they accomplished.
So it's about daring to dream big.
It is.
Even if you don't have all the answers or a clear plan,
And it's not just about dreaming.
Right.
It's about taking inspired action towards those dreams.
Yep.
Proctor emphasizes that as you align yourself with your desires, opportunities will begin to appear.
Okay.
It might not always be obvious at first,
Right.
but trust your intuition and take those leaps of faith.
Okay. I'm starting to feel more empowered already.
Great.
But I have to admit, sometimes those C-type goals feel so big, so overwhelming. Where do I even begin?
Proctor suggests breaking those goals down into smaller, more manageable steps.
Right.
Don't focus on the entire mountain. Focus on the next step in front of you.
Okay, that makes it feel less daunting.
Right.
One step at a time, right?
Exactly.
But what if I encounter obstacles along the way?
Right.
What if I hit a roadblock and start doubting myself?
Remember what Proctor said about the subconscious mind?
Okay.
It's constantly absorbing information and shaping our reality.
Right.
So when those doubts creep in, counteract them with positive affirmations.
Okay.
And remind yourself of your past successes.
It's like I need to become my own personal cheerleader.
Exactly.
Pump myself up and focus on those empowering beliefs instead of the negative ones.
Yeah.
This is all making sense, but I have to admit, I'm still a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
How can I truly believe that I can manifest something as big as, say, Proctor's dream studio? It seems almost too good to be true.
That's a healthy skepticism.
Okay.
Proctor wouldn't want you to blindly accept everything he says.
Right.
He encourages people to question, explore, and ultimately find their own truth.
So it's about taking what resonates and leaving the rest.
Exactly.
Kind of like creating our own personalized law of attraction toolkit.
I love that analogy.
Okay.
And remember, Proctor built his success on years of study, practice, and self-discovery.
Right.
It's a journey, not a destination.
This is reminding me of something else Proctor mentioned, gratitude. He seemed really passionate about that.
He was.
Why is gratitude so important in the law of attraction?
Proctor believes that gratitude is like a magnet for abundance.
Okay.
When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your vibration to a higher frequency, attracting more good things into your life.
So it's not just about wanting more.
Right.
It's about appreciating what you already have.
Exactly.
Okay.
Gratitude helps you align with the frequency of abundance,
Right.
making you a more powerful manifester.
Interesting.
It's like sending a signal to the universe that you're open and receptive to receiving more blessings.
This is making me realize that I probably don't practice gratitude enough. I get so caught up in striving for what's next that I forget to appreciate the amazing things I already have in my life.
That's a common experience.
Yeah.
And it's why Proctor suggests making gratitude a deliberate practice.
Right.
He recommends keeping a gratitude journal,
Okay.
expressing appreciation to others, and even just taking a few moments each day to reflect on all the good in your life.
Those are great ideas.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a gratitude journal tonight.
Awesome.
Maybe I can even manifest a really beautiful one with a fancy pen.
That sounds like a wonderful goal.
Yeah.
And remember, Proctor manifested his dream studio.
Right.
If he can do that, we can certainly manifest beautiful journals and fancy pens.
That's true.
Speaking of manifestation, there's another piece of the puzzle we haven't explored yet.
Okay.
Inspired action.
All right, let's talk action.
Okay.
Because visualization and gratitude are great.
Yes.
But I have a feeling they're not enough on their own.
You're right.
Yeah.
Proctor emphasizes that inspired action is crucial for bringing our desires into reality.
Okay.
It's about taking aligned steps, even if they seem small,
Right?
and trusting that the universe will meet you halfway.
So it's like a dance between aligning your energy and taking those inspired steps.
Exactly. And those steps might not always be clear at first.
Right.
Proctor encourages people to listen to their intuition and be open to opportunities that might appear unexpectedly.
This is making me think about my job search again.
Okay.
Maybe I've been too focused on applying to the same types of positions
Yeah.
instead of being open to something different, something
Yeah.
I haven't even considered yet.
That's a great insight.
Yeah.
Sometimes the universe has a more creative path in store for us than we initially imagine.
Okay.
It's about surrendering to the journey and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should.
All right, I'm ready to surrender.
Okay.
But what about those times when you take inspired action
Yeah.
and things still don't work out the way you hoped?
Right.
How do you deal with those setbacks?
Proctor reminds us that the path to success is rarely linear.
Right.
There will be challenges, detours, and moments when we question if we're on the right track.
Yeah, for sure.
But he emphasizes that those challenges are often opportunities for growth and learning.
So it's about reframing those failures as valuable lessons.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Proctor suggests that instead of getting discouraged,
Right.
we use those experiences to reassess, adjust our approach, and strengthen our resilience.
This is making me realize that I've been way too hard on myself when things don't go according to plan.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to shift my perspective and see those setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow.
That's a powerful realization.
Yeah.
And remember, Proctor himself faced numerous setbacks on his journey to success. It's those challenges that ultimately shaped him into the person he is today.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. But before we move on, I have one more question about inspired action.
Yeah.
How do I know if an action is truly inspired or if it's just my ego trying to force things to happen?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Proctor suggests tuning into your intuition
Okay.
and paying attention to how you feel when you consider taking an action.
Right.
Inspired actions typically feel aligned, expansive, and even a bit exciting.
Okay.
Ego-driven actions often feel forced,
Right.
stressful, or fear-based.
So it's about discerning between that feeling of excitement and that feeling of pressure.
Exactly.
Okay.
Trust your gut feeling.
Right.
If something feels off, it probably is.
Yeah.
And remember, taking no action is sometimes the most inspired action of all.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about having the patience to wait for the right moment.
Right.
This is all making me think about how we relate to time.
Okay.
Does Proctor address that at all?
He does. He talks about how our perception of time is often distorted, especially when we're caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life.
Right, right.
He encourages people to cultivate a more present moment awareness,
Okay.
appreciating the now rather than constantly worrying about the future.
So it's about finding that balance between setting goals and living in the present.
Exactly.
Okay.
Proctor suggests practices like meditation and mindfulness to help us connect with the present moment and cultivate a sense of inner peace.
Okay, so it's not just about manifesting material things or achieving external goals. It's also about our inner state of being.
Precisely.
Okay.
Proctor emphasizes that true abundance encompasses all aspects of our lives,
Right.
including our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being.
This is making me realize that I've been so focused on achieving specific outcomes that I've neglected my overall well-being. Maybe that's part of the reason why I haven't been manifesting what I want.
That's a profound insight.
Interesting.
Proctor would likely agree that taking care of yourself is crucial for maintaining a high vibration and attracting positive experiences.
So self-care isn't selfish. It's essential for manifesting our desires.
Exactly.
Okay.
And self-care looks different for everyone.
Right.
It might involve getting enough sleep, eating healthy foods, spending time in nature, pursuing creative endeavors,
Right.
or simply doing things that bring you joy.
Okay, I'm definitely going to prioritize self-care more.
Great.
It's not a luxury.
Yeah.
It's an investment in my well-being and my ability to create the life I want.
Exactly.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
Yeah, it has.
But we've covered so much ground.
We have.
Is there anything else we should touch on before we wrap up?
There is one more powerful concept Proctor highlights.
Okay.
Service.
Service.
He believes that as we align ourselves with our purpose and experience greater abundance, we naturally feel a desire to give back to the world.
So it's not just about receiving, but also about giving.
Exactly.
Okay.
Proctor suggests finding ways to use your unique gifts and talents to make a positive impact on others.
Okay.
Whether it's through volunteering, philanthropy, or simply being kind and compassionate in your daily interactions.
Okay, that's a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
It's like completing the circle, receiving abundance, and then sharing it with the world.
Precisely. And Proctor believes that service is a powerful way to raise your vibration,
Okay.
align with your purpose, and create a more harmonious and fulfilling life.
This is making me realize that I've been so focused on my own desires that I haven't really considered how I can contribute to something bigger than myself.
Right.
Maybe that's another piece of the puzzle I've been missing.
That's a wonderful realization.
Yeah.
And remember, service doesn't have to be grand or complicated.
Right.
It can be as simple as offering a helping hand to a friend, donating to a cause you care about, or simply smiling at a stranger.
Okay. I'm feeling inspired to spread some kindness today.
Good.
This has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has been.
I'm already starting to see the law of attraction in a new light.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to start applying these principles in my own life.
Me too.
But before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your final thoughts
Okay.
on what our listeners should take away from this conversation.
First and foremost, remember that the law of attraction is always at work.
Okay.
Whether you're aware of it or not,
Right.
your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are constantly shaping your reality.
So we're all powerful creators, whether we realize it or not.
Exactly.
Wow.
And by understanding this principle,
Mm-hmm.
you can become more conscious and deliberate in your creation process.
What else?
Cultivate a high vibration
Okay.
through positive thoughts, empowering beliefs, and gratitude.
Right.
Pay attention to your paradigms
Mm-hmm.
and be willing to shift the limiting ones.
Okay.
And remember, imagination is your superpower.
Right.
Use it to vividly visualize your desired outcomes,
Uh-huh.
feeling the emotions as if they're already happening.
Great advice.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Remember Proctor's inspiring words.
Ah.
The only limitations we have are weakness of attention and poverty of imagination.
Whoa.
So pay attention to your thoughts.
Okay.
Feed your mind empowering beliefs
Right.
and let your imagination soar.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
So what resonates most strongly with you from this deep dive?
Hmm.
What part of your life could you start envisioning differently today?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Remember, the only limitations are those we impose upon ourselves.
That's right.
Let's get creating. I love that idea of service completing the circle.
Yeah.
It's like we're tapping into this universal flow of abundance.
Right.
Giving back allows us to become like a conduit for that energy rather than just a stagnant pool.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And Proctor actually uses a similar analogy.
Oh, really?
He compares the flow of abundance to a river.
Okay.
It's constantly moving, ever evolving.
Right.
When we resist that flow by clinging to fear,
Uh-huh.
scarcity, or limiting beliefs,
Right.
we create dams that block the natural current.
So it's about letting go of those blockages,
Yeah.
allowing the abundance to flow through us.
Right.
And then out into the world through acts of service.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that act of giving back doesn't have to be huge or complicated.
Right. It can be something as simple as offering a genuine compliment to someone or helping a neighbor carry groceries.
Right.
It's the intention behind the action that matters.
That makes me think about the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Even small acts of kindness can have a huge impact on the people around us.
Right.
And those ripples can extend far beyond what we can imagine.
Absolutely. It's
Right.
like throwing a pebble into a pond.
Right.
The ripples continue to expand outward long after the initial splash.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Vibration, paradigms, goal setting,
Right.
imagination, gratitude, inspired action,
Yeah.
self-care,
Right.
even quantum physics.
A little bit of everything.
It's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you think our listeners should keep in mind
What?
as they kind of embark on their own law of attraction journey?
Proctor emphasizes that this is a journey of self-discovery,
Okay.
and it's unique for everyone.
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
So it's important to be patient with yourself.
Okay.
Experiment with different techniques and trust your intuition.
That's such an important reminder.
Yeah.
There's no magic formula or quick fix.
Right.
It's about finding what resonates with you
Exactly.
and integrating these principles into your life in a way that feels authentic.
And remember, Proctor himself spent years studying and refining these concepts.
Right.
It's an ongoing process of learning, growth, and evolution.
So it's about embracing the journey
Yeah.
and enjoying the ride.
Exactly.
Okay.
The law of attraction isn't just about achieving specific outcomes.
Right.
It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance,
Mm.
joy, and gratitude so that the journey itself becomes a fulfilling experience.
That's such a beautiful way to frame it.
Thanks.
It's not just about the destination.
Right.
It's about enjoying the scenery along the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, every experience,
Mhm.
whether it's a success or a setback,
Right.
offers valuable lessons that can help you grow and evolve on your journey.
This has been such an insightful and empowering deep dive.
Yeah, it really has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of the law of attraction.
I'm glad.
And I'm excited to start applying these principles in my own life.
Me too.
But before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your final words of wisdom for our listener.
Oh?
What's the one thing you want them to remember?
Proctor often says, "You are a magnificent creation." You have the power to create anything you desire.
Oh, that's powerful.
So believe in yourself. Trust in the process.
Okay.
And never underestimate the power of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs to shape your reality.
Beautifully said.
Thanks.
So what resonates most strongly with you from this deep dive? What part of your life could you start envisioning differently today? Remember, the only limitations are those we impose upon ourselves. Let's get creating.